4,313 passing yards, 39 touchdowns, #1 overall draft pick. Yet, Cam Ward remains one of the least talked about quarterback prospects in recent NFL draft history. How does a player with such stellar stats still fly under the radar? While Shattering Sanders and Travis Hunter dominated headlines and social media, Ward quietly built his legacy like a gathering storm, setting an NCAA record with 158 career touchdowns across 3 different schools. His journey from overlooked talent to potential franchise cornerstone contains valuable lessons about perception versus reality. Today, we're examining why the projected face of the Tennessee Titans franchise hasn't gotten the attention his talent deserves, and what challenges await him. The path from nobody to #1 pick doesn't happen often in sports. What makes Cam Ward's story so remarkable is how each level of his football journey began with 0 expectations. Most NFL quarterbacks selected first overall follow a predictable path: 5-star recruit status, immediate starter at a powerhouse college program, and then the draft. Ward's road looked nothing like that. Coming out of high school in West Columbia, Texas, Ward received exactly 0 scholarship offers from Division I programs. In this small town where Friday night lights shine brightest, the local star threw for over 4,000 yards and 39 touchdowns as a senior. Yet, the major programs overlooked him. His high school's wing T offense limited his passing attempts to around 12 per game, masking his true potential. The arm talent was evident, but almost nobody was watching. With no Division I offers, Ward landed at Incarnate Word, an FCS school most casual football fans hadn't heard of. There, he began rewriting expectations immediately. Despite the challenges of a COVID-shortened season, Ward won the Jerry Rice Award as the most outstanding freshman in FCS football, throwing for 2,260 yards and 24 touchdowns in just 6 games. His sophomore campaign cemented his reputation at the FCS level with 4,648 yards and 47 touchdowns, earning Southland Conference Offensive Player of the Year. Yet, his name remained largely unknown to mainstream college football fans. Following this breakout success, Ward made his first major leap, transferring to Washington State. This represented a massive jump in competition, from FCS to Power 5 conference football. Many transfers struggle with this transition, but Ward adapted seamlessly. Over 2 seasons with the Cougars, he accumulated nearly 7,000 passing yards while adding a rushing dimension to his game with 13 touchdowns on the ground. Despite earning honorable mention, all Pac-12 honors in both seasons, Ward still hadn't captured the national spotlight his talent deserved. He remained football's best-kept secret, producing at an elite level while flying under the radar. His final transfer to Miami presented the ultimate test. Could he excel in one of college football's most competitive conferences? Miami's storied program carries immense pressure and sky-high expectations. Ward responded with a historic season, setting school records for passing yards, 4,313, and touchdowns, 39, while leading the Hurricanes to a 10-2 record. His remarkable performance earned him a Heisman Trophy finalist spot and a collection of prestigious awards. What distinguishes Ward's journey is how he repeatedly proved himself across 3 different programs. Unlike elite prospects who build their reputation at a single school, Ward had to establish himself quickly at each stop, winning over new teammates, mastering new systems, and facing increasingly difficult competition. The Tennessee Titans recognized this resilience as a crucial factor in making him the first overall pick. They're betting that the same determination that carried Ward from 0 scholarship offers to the top of the draft will help him overcome the challenges of becoming an NFL franchise quarterback. Ward's unconventional path might actually become his greatest advantage. He's faced adversity at every turn, developing mental toughness that many high-recruited prospects never have to build. Each time the football world underestimated him, Ward evaluated his game to new heights. Now, as he enters the NFL with the highest possible draft selection, the question becomes, what happens when Cam Ward finally has everyone's attention? While Cam Ward was breaking passing records at Miami, 2 players overshadowed him in nearly every college football conversation: Shattering Sanders and Travis Hunter. The Colorado duo dominated headlines, social media feeds, and ESPN segments throughout the entire 2023-2024 season. Their rise to fame provides a fascinating case study in how modern sports media works and why some athletes capture attention while others get overlooked. Travis Hunter and Shattering Sanders became the faces of college football almost overnight. Hunter, ranked as the #1 overall prospect in the 2023 recruiting class, brought extraordinary talent as a 2-way player. Sanders, the quarterback with NFL pedigree, arrived with natural name recognition. Together, they generated massive social media followings and constant ESPN coverage that far exceeded anything Ward experienced. What makes this situation particularly interesting is that Ward actually outperformed Sanders statistically. Ward led the nation in passing touchdowns while setting Miami's school record. yards. His on-field production was exceptional by any measurement. Yet, despite these impressive numbers, the media spotlight remained firmly fixed on Colorado. During one pivotal weekend, Ward threw for 6 touchdowns in a crucial conference game, yet sports networks devoted their primetime segments to analyzing Sanders' outfit choice arriving at the stadium. Sanders appeared in over 3 times as many national TV segments as Ward during the 2024 college football season. This huge difference in coverage began with Coach Prime's arrival at Colorado. While Deion Sanders took the head coaching job, he brought instant star power and a ready-made narrative that TV networks embraced. The storyline packaged perfectly. NFL Hall of Famer transformed struggling program with his son at quarterback and the nation's top recruit playing both ways. It contained all the elements networks seek: famous personalities, family connections, and unprecedented circumstances. Sanders' famous father provided a platform that Ward never had access to. Every press conference became national news. Every game became an event. Hunter's unique position at both receiver and cornerback created another compelling angle for television segments and social media clips. These narratives were easier to package than Ward's more traditional quarterback excellence at Miami. The coverage disparity extended well beyond game days. Hunter built a social media empire with millions of followers, while Ward maintained a relatively modest online presence. Sanders' Pro Day received primetime television coverage, while Ward's workouts received minimal attention despite his potential number 1 pick status. This media imbalance demonstrates how sports coverage prioritizes storylines and personalities over pure performance. The modern media environment rewards players with built-in narratives or compelling off-field content rather than just statistical excellence. Ironically, this relative media isolation may have benefited Ward significantly. While Sanders constantly faced questions about his father, NIL deals, and transfer decisions, Ward could work in a pressure-reduced environment without cameras documenting his every practice throw. This quieter development path allowed him to focus entirely on refining his technique and mastering Miami's offense without the distractions of being a media sensation. The contrast between these players' journeys highlights a fundamental shift in sports media. Ward's story, rising from an unranked recruit to elite prospect through exceptional performance, should have been the perfect sports narrative. However, it couldn't compete with Colorado's pre-packaged storylines that generated consistent content across all platforms. As both quarterbacks transition to the NFL, we'll soon see which approach better prepared them for their professional success: the spotlight of constant attention or the focused development path away from the media frenzy. When ESPN's Kevin Clark first made the comparison between Cam Ward and Patrick Mahomes, many football fans dismissed it immediately. Comparing any college quarterback to arguably the most talented passer in NFL history seems unfair. But watch Ward's film closely, and you'll notice something interesting. The similarities are actually there in ways most casual fans haven't noticed. Ward's playing style features improvisational brilliance and arm talent similar to Mahomes. The ability to make throws from various arm angles separates them from conventional quarterbacks. Most passers rely on a standard throwing motion practiced thousands of times. Ward adapts his throwing motion to whatever the situation demands, just as Mahomes does. Remember Ward's fourth quarter throw against Florida State, rolling left under pressure. He contorted his body mid-run and fired a sidearm completion between 2 defenders, a moment straight from Mahomes' highlight reel. ESPN analyst Dominique Foxworthy disagrees with this comparison, suggesting Ward lacks Mahomes' level talent. This creates a compelling debate.
He's not saying that he's going to be Patrick Mahomes because that would be asinine.
Is Ward showing early Mahomes-like potential, or are we overstating the similarities? Their physical measurements reinforce the comparison. Ward stands at 6 foot 1 5/8 and weighs 219 pounds, remarkably close to Mahomes' pre-draft measurements. This similar build gives both quarterbacks the foundation to make comparable throws. Neither towers over the line, yet both maintain the mobility needed to extend plays. Ward's ability to throw from different platforms stands out on film. Most coaches preach proper mechanics. Ward breaks these rules frequently, throwing sidearm, off his back foot, or while leaping away from pressure. Sound familiar? Lance Zierlein's analysis for NFL.com highlights this parallel, noting Ward's ability to change touch, trajectory, and pace, and his excellent improvisational skills. These assessments describe precisely what makes Mahomes so elusive for NFL defenses, creating passing windows that conventional quarterbacks can't find. Watch Ward escape pressure. He maintains composure, keeps his eyes downfield, and delivers spectacular throws on the run. His highlight reel brims with these Mahomes-esque moments. The key difference? Ward hasn't learned yet when to avoid high-risk throws. This leads to another similarity: turnover concerns. Mahomes threw 25 interceptions in his final 2 college seasons. Ward accumulated 37 interceptions during his college career. Both demonstrated willingness to attempt difficult throws, yielding both brilliant completions and frustrating mistakes. Against top competition, Ward shows Mahomes' ability to elevate in crucial moments. His 392-yard, 3-touchdown performance against Florida State proved he can produce against elite defenses. Dan Schneier of CBS Sports observed that Ward can challenge tight windows with excellent improvisational skills, traits that typically translate to NFL success. The Mahomes comparison sets an extraordinarily high benchmark. Yet, Ward's playing style genuinely contains elements that made Mahomes successful, suggesting his ceiling might exceed current projections. The raw tools exist. Can Ward develop the decision-making and consistency that transform Mahomes from risky prospect to MVP? Their development paths will differ significantly. Mahomes learned behind Alex Smith and Andy Reid's system. Ward likely starts immediately, facing NFL defenses from day one, a steeper learning curve that could accelerate his growth if he handles the pressure. For Tennessee, this comparison represents both potential and expectation. If Ward captures even a portion of Mahomes' special qualities while reducing turnovers, the Titans may have found their franchise quarterback for years to come. That possibility alone justifies the first overall selection, regardless of his pre-draft media attention. The NFL draft is filled with prospects who generate strong opinions. Some players have high floors with limited upside, while others present incredible potential with significant risk. Cam Ward falls firmly into that second category. For every throw that makes you think he could be special, there's another that raises serious questions about his NFL readiness. Ward's evaluation presents a fascinating case study in talent versus consistency. His 94.8 PFF grade on throws at or beyond the first down marker ranked 32nd out of 122 qualifying quarterbacks from 2022 to 2024. When Ward is at his best, he displays arm talent that few quarterbacks possess, creating explosive play opportunities that offensive coordinators dream about. The concerning aspects of his game stand in stark contrast to these flashes of brilliance. Ward took 112 sacks on 1,669 dropbacks during his last 3 seasons, with a 6.7% sack rate ranking 98th among qualified quarterbacks. His average time to throw, 2.99 seconds, reveals a quarterback who often holds the ball too long, waiting for plays to develop. What makes Ward so intriguing is his ability to make all the throws to all 3 levels of the field. His arm strength remains consistent even when throwing from awkward positions. On his best passes, he places the ball perfectly to allow receivers to gain yards after the catch. He already shows signs of anticipatory throwing against zone coverage, a skill that translates well to NFL success. However, his accuracy wavers, especially on deep throws. Even from a clean pocket with proper mechanics, Ward sometimes misses targets downfield. His footwork needs improvement both in pocket movement and ball delivery. These technical issues compromise accuracy on routine throws that NFL quarterbacks must complete consistently. Can Ward overcome these flaws when facing the speed and complexity of NFL defenses? The stark contrast between his performance under pressure, 56.5 PFF grade, versus clean pockets, 94.1, suggests a quarterback who might struggle when NFL defensive coordinators target this weakness. Ward's 37 collegiate interceptions highlight his tendency to play hero ball, trusting his arm to beat any defense and attempting throws that aren't there. This aggressive mentality will concern the Titans coaching staff as they navigate a competitive AFC South division. His game contains raw elements requiring patient development. His footwork occasionally drifts backwards, sapping power from his passes. Scouts describe his pocket movement as twitchy but inefficient, creating both creative escapes and unnecessarily negative plays. This combination of elite traits and fixable flaws makes Ward the ultimate boom or bust prospect. Imagine the tension in Nissan Stadium as Ward faces a critical third down. Will fans see the quarterback who threads perfect passes between defenders or the one who forces throws into coverage? Titans head coach Brian Callahan must develop Ward's natural talents while minimizing his weaknesses. The coach staff needs to balance encouraging the playmaking ability that makes Ward special with teaching him when to take the safe play. The risk factor explains why many analysts hesitate to fully embrace Ward compared to more polished prospects like Shedeur Sanders. While Sanders projects as more pro-ready with a higher floor, Ward represents tremendous upside with a lower floor if development stalls. For the Titans and their fans, Ward embodies both hope and uncertainty. His arm talent provides optimism that Tennessee has found their quarterback of the future. Yet, the inconsistencies create questions about his timeline to become a reliable NFL starter. The windows he threw into during college will tighten against professional defenses, requiring both physical and mental growth. This delicate balance of potential and risk makes Ward perhaps the most fascinating quarterback prospect to watch in the coming years. The Tennessee Titans haven't had a true franchise quarterback since Steve McNair led the team in the early 2000s. That's over 2 decades of searching for the right player to build around. Will Cam Ward finally break this curse that has haunted the organization for so long? The team's history with top quarterback picks suggests it won't be easy. Tennessee's quarterback struggles tell a story of unfulfilled potential. Vince Young's electric rookie season giving way to personal struggles. Jake Locker's promise dissolving amid injuries. Marcus Mariota's memorable touchdown pass in his first NFL game fading into inconsistency. Each chapter ended the same way, another search for a franchise quarterback. Cam Ward represents the biggest quarterback investment in team history as the first overall selection. He carries the weight of an entire organization on his shoulders, a franchise that has been searching for stability at the most important position in sports for far too long. The pressure on Ward centers on becoming the face of the franchise for the next decade. The Titans' new leadership team has staked their professional reputations on Ward's development. General Manager Mike Borgonzi, who spent 17 years with the Kansas City Chiefs, witnessed Patrick Mahomes' transformation into a superstar. Head coach Brian Callahan helped develop Joe Burrow into an elite passer in Cincinnati. Their careers in Tennessee will be defined by Ward's development under their guidance. Callahan's quarterback-friendly offensive system emphasizes quick decisions and high-percentage throws, providing an ideal environment for Ward's growth. We'll start small, Callahan explained, focusing on building confidence through manageable concepts. This measured approach addresses the difficult transition to NFL speed. Ward faces significant challenges beyond his own development. Tennessee's offensive line remains questionable despite adding veterans Dan Moore Jr. and Kevin Zeitler. The receiving core lacks established stars, potentially limiting Ward's options during his crucial rookie season. The Titans' defense ranked near the bottom of the league last season, creating situations where Ward might frequently play from behind, forcing difficult decisions that could impact his confidence. As the number 1 overall pick, Ward faces enormous expectations in a market starved for quarterback success. Tennessee fans have watched rival teams find their franchise quarterbacks while enduring their own disappointments season after season. The organization's unified commitment to Ward speaks volumes. The pick wouldn't have been made if there wasn't immense conviction, Borgonzi stated, while the entire front office and coaching staff showing their belief by attending Ward's pro day together. Perhaps the most powerful moments in Ward's Tennessee story came from before he took his first snap. Franchise legend Warren Moon chose to bring his number 1 jersey out of retirement specifically for Ward, a symbolic passing of the torch that connects past greatness to future potential. When Moon placed the jersey in Ward's hands, it represented more than fabric and numbers. It embodied a standard of excellence and a bridge between eras. Despite their troubled history, the Titans are betting everything on Ward's unique talent and leadership potential. His journey from unranked recruit to first overall pick demonstrates the resilience he'll need to succeed where others failed. Ward's development will define the next decade of Titans football. His uncommon path suggests he possesses the determination to overcome challenges, but the question remains whether his raw talent, combined with the Titans' development plan, will finally break the quarterback curse that has haunted Tennessee for so long. For a franchise and fan base that has experienced so much disappointment, Ward represents new hope, the most important chapter in his remarkable football story, beginning now. Cam Ward's journey from 0 stars to number 1 pick shows that raw talent eventually gets noticed, even without media spotlight. His path wasn't easy, but he proved himself at each level, something NFL teams couldn't ignore. While Sanders and Hunter dominated headlines, Ward quietly focused on improving his game. This relative obscurity became his advantage, allowing him to develop without constant scrutiny. I just think what I expect out of my career is to be one of the best quarterbacks to ever put it on, Ward declared with conviction. The Titans are betting on that confidence and arm talent. Will football's overlooked underdog become its next superstar? Time will tell.